with such skill to treat others, why is she unable to heal herself? For years now, her production of medicines has gone hand in hand with the chimerical search for a cure, not for her persistent weakness, but for infertility. Her husband hasn't reproached her for her failure to bear a child, yet at 22, and still childless after 9 years of marriage, she is all too aware that the absence of an heir to the earldom blocks his hopes for the Pembroke line. She herself is beginning to lose her capacity to imagine an infant in her arms. It is the child she longs for, not the line. Impatient with these thoughts, Catherine moves purposefully to the cabinet at the far end of the room, past the open shelves holding all the alchemical vessels essential to her work. Glass aludels and retorts, silver still-pots and copper pelicans. The aludels, known by the alchemists as eggs for their ovoid shape, always make her think of her womb, empty and waiting to be filled. Setting the lantern beside the cabinet, she selects the small silver key, unlocks the inlaid door, and inhales a muted medley of exotic fragrances. The lower shelves house an array of small bottles and flasks containing specialized tinctures and cordials. Another shelf bears pots of precious spices from faraway lands: cardamom, ginger and saffron from India, nutmeg and cloves from the Spice Islands, cinnamon from Ceylon. When she lifts their lids and closes her eyes, the distinctive note of each aroma mingles in complex harmony with its fellows, intoxicating her senses. The topmost shelf contains the rarest as well as the most dangerous substances, to be used only in small doses for extreme ailments. The open shelf at the heart of the cabinet is lined with varied pieces of coloured stone, from crimson-veined marble to a large piece of crystalline rose quartz, the queen of her collection, attended by a handful of small gemstones cut from the same quartz, tumbled crystals, smooth and translucent in the flickering light. She rubs one between her fingers and slips it into the muslin pouch. From the bottom of the cabinet, Catherine removes the object of her quest. A black walnut box, her husband's gift for the safekeeping of her medicinal recipes. She runs her fingers over the alchemical symbols engraved in the lid and sides, crossed lines beneath a circle with horns for silver, a circle around a central dot bearing a sideways crown for gold. She never tires of touching these lines, which seem imbued with the power of the substances they represent. Unlocking the box with her smallest key of gold, she lifts the lid and fingers the sheaf of papers. She hopes to pass this precious box along to a daughter, but the collection of recipes is not yet finished. The most important remedy still eludes her. Despite her unending failures, her mounting scepticism of alchemy's powers, she knows that if her strength ever returns, she will continue the search, however hopeless. Rosemary, sage, pennyroyal, angelica, juniper, rue. She whispers the names as if casting an incantation or calling upon spirits to fill her body, or naming the girl child she imagines instructing in the art of alchemy one day. But now to the task at hand. Not a recipe, but a message. Placing the box beneath her arm and lifting the lantern, Catherine turns. Moving swiftly, she passes so close to the shelves of vessels that the sleeve of her gown catches on one of the glass aludels. The vessel slides over the edge of the shelf and shatters against the floor. She freezes. Then she closes her eyes and breathes out. Not all accidents are signs. Catherine moves to a desk facing the moonlit window and sets down the walnut box. She sinks into the chair fronting the desk, pulls a sheet of paper from the drawer, and dips her quill into the inkpot. As she writes, her narrow shoulders relax, and her breathing steadies. The words come slowly in the lantern's flickering illumination.